Jerry's not going to be here today, is he, Brian?
No, I'm afraid he isn't.
I guess I didn't really expect him to be.
In fact, he's no longer with the firm.
Brian, you fired him because...
No, he quit.
He quit? I don't understand that.
Well, he feels that he no longer wants to become an attorney.
Brian, you can't let him quit.
Well, I tried to talk him out of it, but his mind is set, Blaine. Look, now really isn't the time to be talking about Jerry. We have to talk about what's going to happen here today.
Is something going to happen today? I mean, isn't it going to the jury today?
No, maybe not.
What do you mean?
We may have come up with some new information. The coroner performed his autopsy on Jordan's body.
He did?
I spoke with him yesterday.
Well, what did he find?
Well, first, one question. Are you certain Jordan never took any drugs?
No, he didn't. Not that I know of.
Well, the coroner found traces of a drug called teprin sodium in his system. It may be what caused his death.
I'm sorry, Brian. I really don't understand.
No, it's a medication that is used as an anticoagulant. In other words, it would have caused Jordan to bleed to death.
How did he get it in him?
Well, we're pretty certain that someone injected the drug into him after he was shot.
I'm sorry, Brian. I don't see how this is going to help me at all. Wouldn't the jury just automatically assume that I'm the one that put it in him just to speed up his death?
No, we're certain that we can prove that you didn't give him the injection.
Brian, who else could have done it?
Hey, folks, listen. I got some good news.
What is it, Larry?
This.
Hi, Mac. You want to see me?
Yes, come in, please. Would you close the door?
Yes, sir.
Have a seat.
Thanks.
I didn't get to see you before I left the house this morning.
Well, I was up and out of the house pretty early. I had some errands I need to run.
Oh? Everything all right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Good. Well, what I wanted to talk about, I've been giving a lot of thought to what you mentioned to me the other day.
What's that?
People talking about you.
Yeah, well, I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. I'm just sorry that it's affecting you already.
It's affecting me, all right, but not the way you think.
I don't understand.
I think I know a way we can stop this talk once and for all.
Gallery.
Rachel Corey, please.
She's not here. Can I take a message?
Is this Mitch?
Yeah.
Mitch,
This is Marianne Holloway. I need to get in touch with Rachel.
Well, she should be back soon. Is it urgent?
No, it's not an emergency or anything. I just thought she'd like to know Jamie wants to see her.
All right. Well, I'm sure she'll be glad to know that. I will let her know as soon as she gets back.
thanks, Mitch.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, Jason. This is Ilsa.
Yes, Ilsa.
I just wanted to ring you before I leave here.
Oh, are you going somewhere?
Yes, I'm moving on to one of our other facilities.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were doing pretty well there.
Oh, we were, until that mess you have there in Bay City, which brings me to the point of why I'm calling you.
What's that?
My people are on their way. They should be arriving shortly. And you will be giving them your full cooperation now, darling, won't you?
Sure.
I thought. I'll be talking to you. Goodbye, Jason.
And now, the continuing story of Another World.
As I say, I've been giving the matter a lot of thought, and I think I know a way we can alleviate this whole uncomfortable situation. I think we should just tell everyone. You're my son.
Thank you, Mac, but I don't think that's such a good idea.
Why not? It cleared things up for everyone. You shouldn't be going through what you're having to go through. And besides, I'm just dying to tell everybody you're my son.
Really, it doesn't bother me how other people feel. But if it bothers you, I can quit Corey, you know. No, we discussed that. I won't hear of it. You know, there's someone else that it might bother, though.
Yeah?
Jamie.
Now, don't sell Jamie short. He's a sensitive, compassionate young man. Frankly, I think he'd be very pleased to know that you were his half-brother.
Well, I think he would, too, normally.
What do you mean?
Well, he's still not well. He's not quite himself yet. I don't think he needs any new pressures on him.
Well, what about you? Are you able to handle the kind of pressure that you're under? I know how difficult it must be, being shunned by people. I don't want you to go through that.
Well, don't worry about me. I've been through it before. I think I can probably handle it.
Sure?
Absolutely.
All right. I'll abide by your wishes. But as soon as Jamie is better, I want him told. I don't want any secrets in this family.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it then when Jamie's well, all right?
Excuse me. Yes, Liz. Oh, yes, put her right on.
Well, if it's okay, I'll get back to work.
Right, see you back at the house.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello, Marianne. He does? Oh, that's the best news I've had all week. I'll be right there. Thank you.
Larry, you found it.
You bet I did.
Where?
Was it where you expected?
Yeah, it was.
Any trouble?
No, none at all.
Larry, where did you find it?
Look, don't worry about it right now, Blaine.
You know, it's all beginning to come together, Larry. Except for one thing. Motive.
Oh, Brian, there's plenty of motive, and it's right here in this book.
Wait a minute, what are you guys talking about? Would you please tell me? I mean, what is all this mystery?
Blaine, look. It's going to be clear enough. All you need to realize is that you are not totally responsible for Jordan's death.
And I think I can prove it.
And this is going to help.
Hi.
Right.
Oh,
Did you have a big day at the park?
we certainly had a big day at the park. He was crawling all over the place, and I could hardly keep up with him, and I'm worn out.
Did you do that to your mama?
He certainly did, but he's tired now, and he is ready for his nap.
Okay, well, I owe you one. Next time, I'll take you, all right?
Okay, you should. You'd enjoy it. Come here, Tiger. What? What?
Ada's going to take care of him this afternoon.
Why?
I'm taking you somewhere.
Where?
It's a surprise.
What kind of a surprise?
Well, if I told you, then it wouldn't be a surprise, would it?
Oh, come on. What do I have to do to get you to tell me?
Well, I can't be bought.
Oh, yeah? Well?
I don't know.
Where are you going? Oh, come on. You have to tell me now.
Okay, Marianne Randolph called you this afternoon.
She did? What did she want?
Jamie wants to see you.
He does really?
That's what she said.
Oh, that's a wonderful surprise. Thank you. Thank you. I gotta get ready. So you still did not tell me, what is the special occasion?
Like it's a special occasion. I just want to take you to lunch, okay?
I'm not keeping score or anything, but do you know how many times you have taken me to lunch in all the years that I know you?
Look,
all of them.
Melissa, I just wanted to do something nice for you, okay? I owe you a lot.
No, come on, you don't owe me anything.
Sure I do. You've been a great, great friend.
You mean I keep on your case, right?
That's exactly what I mean.
I know. Yes.
Good afternoon. Hi. You have reservations here?
No, we don't.
It'll be a 15 or 20 minute wait.
That's okay. We don't mind.
Your name, sir?
Sandy Alexander.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Alexander. I made a mistake. It's going to be close to an hour before I can seat you.
An hour? Well, a second ago you said it was going to be 20 minutes.
You underestimated
You
it.
underestimated
Listen, Melissa. Forget it. Let's go, okay?
No, we don't have to go. I know exactly what this creep is doing, and I don't like it.
Come on. Just don't make a scene. We'll go someplace else.
Well, we don't have to go anyplace else. I'd like to speak to the manager, please.
Melissa, come on. Let's go.
You're not going to get away with this. I intend to talk to somebody about this. You can bet on it.
Have you seen Mitch Blake around?
Not yet. Listen, he knows the trial's at 2 o'clock. He ought to be here any minute.
Well, I hope he gets here soon, because I want to call him as my first witness. Blaine?
Just a second, Brian. I want to talk to Larry. Larry, I want to thank you for everything you've done. I mean, no matter how this all turns out, I want you to know I appreciate everything you've done for me.
Don't worry about it. You have nothing to worry about. It's going to be okay.
I just wish I knew what was going to happen.
Baby, look, Brian knows what he's doing, and it's better this way that you don't know.
I know. I trust him. It's just that I am so confused right now.
Well, look, don't let it bother you. Before the day's out, you're going to be free.
All rise.
This court will now come to order. The Honorable Alan Maxwell presiding.
This court is now in session. Mr. Bancroft, if you're ready, we'll now proceed.
If I may beg the court's indulgence, Your Honor, my first witness, who I was to call this afternoon, has been delayed. Now, so if you would please delay the opening session for a few minutes.
We had a late opening today, Mr. Bancroft. You should have been prepared.
Yes, I know, Your Honor. We expect the witness momentarily.
Very well. I'll allow 15 minutes, no longer.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You can't come in with me?
No, I've got to be going. I've got to be in court, and I'm late now.
Oh, thanks for bringing me over. It was a nice surprise. Oh, Marianne, how is he?
He looks fine. He seems in good spirits.
Is he really?
Why don't you see for yourself?
Oh, I'd love to.
Jamie, I have a visitor. Got your work ready.
Okay, thanks. Hi.
Oh. I missed you an awful lot.
I missed you, too.
I was awfully worried about you.
I'm going to be all right.
You look like you're getting some rest.
Yeah, well, there's not much else to do here.
How are you, sweetie?
I'm okay. Well, I had been hoping that she'd be by sooner.
You wanted to see me?
Oh, yeah, I wanted to see both you and I.
But, darling, I've been here several times.
Yeah? Don't remember.
Well, no, they wouldn't let me in to see you.
Why not?
Well, Cecile said that you didn't want to see Mac and me. That you were adamant about it.
Wait, she said I didn't want to see him?
Yes.
Well, she must have misunderstood. I never said that. Well, I suppose it's possible. Shape I was in, I could have said anything, but I thought I said I wanted to see you.
It doesn't matter, darling. I'm here now, and I'll see you every spare minute I can.
Promise?
Yeah, I
Night.
Oh, boy, am I glad to see you. Hello, Rachel.
Hi, Mac.
How are you?
Oh, I'm much better now that I've seen Jamie.
You really had us worried there, you know.
I know I did. But you don't have to worry anymore.
Good.
I'm going to be just fine.
I'm glad to hear it. From the looks of you, I believe it.
State your full name and occupation.
Mitchell Blake. I work as a photographer.
Mr. Blake, do you recognize these photographs?
Yes, I do.
Can you tell us what they are?
They are police photographs from the scene of a crime.
And can you explain how you came to know about them?
They were brought to me by Dr. Rick Holloway.
For what purpose?
He wanted a portion of these photographs enlarged.
Now, first of all, can you tell me if there's any difference between these two photographs?
There is.
Could you tell us what that difference is?
In this photograph, there is a small medical vial lying next to the body. And in this photograph, the medical vial is missing.
Your Honor, I must object. I really see no reason at all for this line of questioning. What does the defense hope to prove by going over, once again, police photographs which have already been entered in evidence?
I expect to prove that a critical piece of evidence may have been tampered with at the scene of the crime.
Your Honor, this is ludicrous. Now, how could evidence have been tampered with at the scene of the crime? There was no one present when these photographs were taken except for the police and myself.
Well, obviously, someone removed the vial from beside Jordan Scott's body between the taking of the first photograph and the second, which was only a matter of a few minutes. And that piece of evidence may have a bearing on this case. Now, the purpose for calling this witness is to verify the existence of the vial in the one photograph and to verify the means by which it was established that it was there.
Your objection is overruled, Mr. Colton. Please proceed, Mr. Bancroft.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Blake, do you recognize this photograph?
It's an enlargement I made of the photograph with the medical vial.
The jury will please make note that in this photograph there is indeed a small medical vial that was next to the body of Jordan Scott. Now, Mr. Blake, in this photograph, were you able to identify any of the writing on the label of the vial?
Yes, I could read the letters.
And what letters were they?
There was an A, R, I, N, S.
Thank you, Mr. Blake. No further questions.
Mr. Colton?
Mr. Blake, do you have any idea what these letters spell? What they mean?
No, I don't. I'm not a doctor.
No questions, sir.
You may step down, Mr. Blake.
I know that Jamie says he hasn't been taking any drugs, at least until this happened. But he has been acting so strange.
What does that mean? What do you mean by strange?
Well, he's been disoriented, confused, I don't know.
Cecile, you're going to have to be more specific.
Well,
all
I
right?
can think of a number of examples.
Such as?
Well, for instance, he couldn't remember seeing an appointment that he had on his calendar. Now, Liz put it there. I saw it, and yet he insists that it wasn't there. And then, one other time, when he was going to be very late to the office, he says that he told me to tell Mac that he'd be late. But he never did. He never mentioned that to me, Dr. Matthews.
Well, what did he have to say when you talked to him about all of that?
Well, I didn't mention it to him.
Why not?
Because I was afraid to.
Cecile, what were you afraid of?
This isn't easy for me to talk about.
But you must realize that if we are going to help Jamie, you have to talk about it.
Jamie has hit me a couple of times.
Jamie has hit you?
Yes. And, once.
Yeah, once what?
I don't even like to think about this.
Cecile, please, huh?
One night, he raped me.
Jamie raped you. Why didn't you tell somebody about it?
Because I was afraid of what he might do. And now there's this thing with Rachel.
What is that? What thing with Rachel?
When Jamie first entered the hospital, he told me explicitly that he didn't want to see Mac or Rachel or anyone else. Now he turns around and tells Marianne that he wants to see them both. Now, how does that make me look? What must Rachel think, really?
Calm down. Take it easy, huh?
I'm worried about Jamie. I mean, what if what's happening isn't caused by just the pills?
And what are you getting at with that?
Well, what if Jamie is having a nervous breakdown?
I don't think I have to tell you that lying in this bed I've had a lot of time to think. The more I think, the more embarrassed I feel.
Embarrassed? Why?
For what I've put both of you through the last few months.
Darling, you haven't put us through anything. This has been a rough time for you. It's not your fault. If anyone's to blame, it's me.
No, Mom.
Honey, I know I upset you when I left your father.
And I'm to blame, too. I kept loading you down with projects to run. I should have known that nobody could keep up with all that.
Yeah, but remember, I asked for it.
Well, that may be so, but you don't give a drowning man a glass of water even if he asks for it. You know I've been in this business a long time. I should know what a person's able to handle.
You two are really something.
Why?
Well, here I am. I'm the one who's messing up. And you take the blame for me.
Maybe we are to blame.
No. I am. That's why I wanted to see you both. I want to tell you. This time, I'm going to get my life in order. I mean, really get it in order this time. I don't know if Russ told you or not, but I've decided to, he's recommended that I see a psychiatrist. Does that bother you?
No, of course not.
Of course it doesn't bother us. We want him to help you in any way he can.
Well, actually, it's a she. Dr. Doris Wagner, I saw her yesterday, and I think she can be of some help.
I'm glad you feel that way, honey. I think you've made the right decision.
I think it might be the only way that I can take charge of my life again.
You know, I'm really very proud of you. It takes a lot of courage for somebody to admit that he needs help.
Maybe it wasn't so much courage.
What do you mean?
Maybe it was having to lie in this hospital bed and getting bored to death. Oh, thank you for coming, Mom.
I'm glad I was here.
Would you mind if I had a few moments alone with Mac?
No, of course not. I'll check in on you later, okay?
Okay.
What do you want to say, son?
You know, this isn't exactly what I had in mind when I invited you to lunch today.
No, it's fine. I mean, this is one of my all-time favorite meals.
Listen, hon. I'm sorry about that scene in the restaurant.
Oh, don't you apologize. I just get so angry because there's this bunch of creeps out there that think they're better than you are.
Hey, just calm down, okay? Take it easy.
I'll tell you, I'm sick of it. I'm really sick of it. I'm sick and tired of being a second-class citizen just because of something that happened to us in the past.
Yeah.
We didn't even have control over it, Sandy. Do you know that ever since I testified in court, do you know what's happening?
Yeah, listen, I know. I've been getting at court publishing, too.
You having some problems there?
Yeah, people are making it a point to have as little to do with me as possible.
Does Mac know about it?
Yeah, I told him about it. You know what he wants to do? He wants to tell everyone that I'm his son.
That's great. That's great.
I know, but it's just not the right time yet, Melissa.
Oh, come on. What do you mean it's not the right time?
Come on, just let me take care of this my own way, all right?
When are you going to stop playing noble?
Come on, I'm not playing noble, Melissa.
Well, what is it? I don't know. What would you call it then? I don't understand you. Sandy, finally, you've got somebody who's in a position to help you. And now you're turning your back on all that help.
Melissa, you know, all my life, I've wanted to have a father like Mac Corey. And now that I've found him, I want to prove to him that I'm worthy to be his son, okay?
I just hope that you live long enough to do it.
I will.
Yeah. I tell you, Ilsa's never going to rest. Not until she gets even with you.
Yeah, well, maybe she'll get caught before that happens.
Yeah? Ilsa's never going to get caught. Nah. She won't. She's made it all these years without making a slip.
Except for one. That book. I could put her away for a long time.
Don't count on that. That's one cagey woman. The thing that I'm really worried about is all those guys that she's got coming to get you.
Yeah, listen, does Jason know who they are yet?
Nope. She didn't tell him who they were. She just said, they'll contact you.
Well, at least Mac has given me some protection.
How long is he going to be able to protect you from somebody you don't even know?
I'll be very careful, babe.
I wish this was over, Sandy. I just hate it. I wish it was all over, and then maybe we could settle down. We could lead normal lives, you know, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Just like regular people.
It'll happen someday.
I don't think so. I think Ilsa's seen to that.
Listen, what about Jason? How involved in this thing is he going to be?
Well, he says that he doesn't like what Ilsa's doing. But I think the truth is that it's all going to depend on how hard they lean on him.
Yeah. I want you to be careful, too, okay, Melissa? I mean, don't go getting too involved in what happens to me, all right? You could end up being more vulnerable than I am, all right?
You know I could never stand by. To stay uninvolved when something's going to happen to you. I just wish we knew who we were up against.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's going to be too long before we find out. Is it?
Now, Dr. Holloway, you've explained how you discovered the discrepancy in the two photographs and the steps you've taken to identify the drug in the medical vial in the one photograph. Do you now know what drug was in that vial?
Yes, I think I do.
What was that?
Teprin sodium.
What kind of a drug is that?
It's an anticoagulant.
Would you please explain in layman's terms exactly what this drug does?
It causes a thinning of the blood.
And generally, what's it used for?
Its general treatment use is for thrombosis, angina, atherosclerosis.
But if someone were severely wounded, let's say shot, and this Teprin sodium were in his system, what could happen?
They could bleed to death.
Your Honor, I must object. There's no reason to support the evidence. There's no evidence to support that Mr. Scott was being treated for any of these conditions described by Dr. Holloway, or that there would be any other reason for him to be taking this drug.
That is exactly my point, Your Honor. It is the contention of the defense, in light of this new evidence, that some assailant injected Teprin sodium into the body of Jordan Scott after he was shot.
Your Honor, this is ridiculous. The defense has presented nothing to support this contention. He's simply grasping at straws in order to delay the conclusion of this trial.
Well, I beg to differ with you, Mr. Colton. I believe that what I just stated is precisely what occurred on the night of the murder. And I have every intention of proving it.
I want to talk about me.
What about you?
Well, everything I told you just now is true.
Yes, I know that.
But I didn't tell you everything. I didn't want to tell you this in front of Mom. You know how she tends to overreact sometimes.
So what do you want to say?
I don't think what happened to me wasn't only caused by drugs.
What do you mean?
I think maybe I may have had a mental breakdown or something.
How can you know that?
Well, some strange things have been happening to me, even when I wasn't on drugs.
What sort of things?
I don't know, a lot of things. Very disconnected. Like that time at the board meeting when I couldn't remember. I kept falling asleep, things like that. Other things, too.
Well, you seem totally rational to me now.
Now, yes, but what happens when I'm under stress again?
You're going to get some professional help.
Yeah. But I'm just starting. Who knows how much good it'll do or if it'll be enough.
And I'm going to be there all the time to help as much as I can, too.
I know that. There is something you can do for me.
You just name it.
I need some time off. Time completely away from the complex.
I'm glad you said that, because I was going to suggest it. You take all the time you need, whatever you think is necessary. Your job's going to be waiting for you when you get ready to come back.
Thank you, Mike. And I want to promise something to you. That when I do come back to work, I want to be someone you can really be proud of.
Jamie, don't you understand? I am proud of you. I'll always be proud of you. You don't have to prove anything to me. You're my son.
Rachel. Hello, Cecile.
Have you been in to see Jamie?
Yes, I have.
Oh, then I guess I'll go in unless he's not too tired from all his visitors.
I'm sure he's not too tired, but Mac is in there.
Mac?
Yes, apparently Jamie wanted to talk to him privately.
Why would Jamie want to speak with him privately?
I have no idea.
Well, I don't think he'd mind if I went in. We don't have any secrets from one another.
Why did you try and keep me from him?
I did not keep you from seeing him. As I told you, Jamie didn't want to see anyone, especially you.
That's not the way Jamie remembers it.
I don't know how Jamie can remember anything clearly. He's been very confused.
You seem fine to me.
Yes, now. One minute he's fine, and the next he's not making any sense at all. But I am glad that he was okay when you saw him. I can't tell you how difficult it's been when he's not himself.
I don't believe you, Cecile.
And I don't care if you don't believe me. As far as I'm concerned, you are totally responsible for Jamie's condition.
Oh, really? What does that mean?
Hi, Cecile.
I'm so glad that you were finally able to see Jamie. How is he?
He's just fine.
Good. Well, then, if you'll excuse me, I think I'll go in to see my husband.
Sure, go ahead. I know he's anxious to see you.
Good. Have a nice day, Rachel.
What's wrong?
I think Mitch is right about her.
Mitch? About what?
He says that she's the root of all of Jamie's problems.
Oh, I don't think so, Rachel. She's being very supportive of him. She's helping him through this crisis.
Really? She's trying to help him?
What does that mean?
I don't trust her, especially not with Jamie.
Dr. Barrows, will you please tell us the results of the autopsy on Jordan Scott?
And we concluded that the bullet wound might not necessarily be the cause of death.
Why is that?
Well, we ran further tests and found traces of tepper and sodium in the body.
And what conclusions did you draw from that?
Well, in my opinion, I would say that the presence of that drug would indicate that it had had a causative effect on his death.
Then do you mean that Jordan Scott could have lived if the drug weren't present?
Well, I couldn't say that positively, but I would venture a guess that if he'd had prompt medical treatment, he might have survived. In any case, without the injection of the pepper and sodium, he certainly would have lived longer than he did.
Thank you, Dr. Barrows. No further questions.
Colton?
No questions, Your Honor.
You may step down, Dr. Barrows.
Why do you say you don't trust Cecile?
I think she's only interested in Jamie as long as he's your heir.
Oh, come on, Rachel. She's been very worried about him.
Has she?
Of course.
I wonder. Well, anyway, what did Jamie want?
He wanted to know if he could take some time off work after he leaves the hospital.
Are you going to give it to him?
Oh, sure. I told him to take all the time in the world he needed.
Thank you.
You don't have to thank me for that. I want Jamie to come back to the complex. And I think it's very important that he not come back until he's ready.
How are you, Matt? How's Jamie doing?
Oh, he's doing much better. He's really his old self again.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I got to get back to the complex.
Thank you, Mac.
For what?
For everything you've done for Jamie.
Officer Ewing, you recently obtained a warrant to search the Jordan Scott house.
That's right.
Would you tell the court, please, what you found in the course of that search?
I found this.
Please, would you describe it?
This is a bullet from a .38 caliber service revolver.
The same as the bullet that allegedly shot Jordan Scott.
That is correct.
Now, where did you find this bullet, Officer Ewing?
I found it lodged in the wall of the living room of Jordan Scott's house.
Your Honor, I would like to have this bullet placed into evidence.
Objection. Your Honor, I really do not see the relevance of this second bullet in this case.
Your Honor, it has a great deal to do with this case, and I think it will become apparent after the testimony I intend to present.
Objection overruled. Will be entered and marked. Please proceed, Mr. Bancroft.
Hi, Cecile. Hey, what's wrong?
I was just over to see Jamie.
Jamie's all right, isn't he?
No, Sandy. He's not all right. I was in to see Dr. Matthews today. And he said that Jamie might.
Oh, calm down, calm down. Look, what did Dr. Matthews say?
He said that he might be having a mental breakdown.
What? Hold a second. Now, wait a minute. I knew he was having problems, but a breakdown that's...
Oh, Sandy, what if they want to send him away to some awful institution or something? I don't think I could bear to live without him.
Cecile, look, I'm sure they're not going to send him away. Really, I don't think it's that serious.
I'm frightened.
Why?
Well, you know how crazy he's been acting lately and how he's been treating me. Now, I don't want him sent away, but I'm afraid to have him come back home. I'm really scared.
He really looks so much better, I can't believe it. I don't think I've seen him looking that well in a long time.
Glad to hear you say that.
Thank you for taking me to the hospital.
not so sure it was a great idea.
Oh, of course it was. It was a wonderful idea.
Yeah?
What's the matter? What's bothering you?
Seeing you with Mac. It bothers me.
All rise.
This court is now reconvened. Mr. Bancroft, do you have any more witnesses you would like to have called?
Yes, Your Honor. I have one more witness. I would like to call Zachary Colton to the stand.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another World.